and welcome to Tayo Mini Reads, Reviews, Discusses, Monologues about everything and anything, and that's on period. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So, I wanted to do a book haul, but this is probably going to be the last book haul for the year because I did spend a lot of coins on books this year. A lot of coins. Let me just say that again. So I need to officially put a book ban on myself. But it's kind of helped because not a lot of books or most of the books that I was expecting actually came out. And so I just have two more books that are pre-order books, and I will mention them at the end. But without talking too much, I'm just gonna jump right into the books that I already bought, and hopefully when I'm gonna get to read them. So let's get into it. So the first book that I got quite recently was Katabasis by RF Kuang. I had this on pre-order, so whenever it came out, I got it. This came out like in August 2025. So yeah, I have this to I've actually read this book, right? Because immediately it came out, I got it, and I I have my thoughts about the book. I mean, it's not a bad book. I definitely enjoyed it. I have a couple of other videos that would have come out where I talk about Katabasis. So you can go ahead and watch those if you're here now. So earlier this year, I also traveled. I went to London and I went to Waterstones. And so I was able to get this book from Waterstones. Let me bring it up, which will be Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. If you look over here, I have the other two books in the series. It's a whole realm of elderlings. So I bought the whole trilogy when I was in Waterstones. This was one of the books that I really wanted to buy. I was a little bummed because I thought that I would get like a different cover than what we have in the US, but that was unfortunately not the case. But I went to the Waterstones in Piccadilly. Maybe it depends on the locations. I don't know. But I have talked a lot about wanting to jump right back into the realm of elderling. So hopefully I get to start Assassin's Apprentice, which is the book one, and get into it. Now, if you're at the airport, they usually have bookshops that sell books discounted. I bought one book, which I will bring up. It was actually Adrian Tchaikovsky's Children of Ruin. So it was a buy one, get one half price. So this was my pick, which is The Map of Bones by Kate Mosse. I have never read anything by this author. It's like a generational story. It says Suzanne, Jobet, and Huguenot, refugee from war-torn France, journeys to the Cape of Good Hope in search of her notorious cousin Louise Raydon Joubert, who disappeared without trace half a century ago. So it's giving like a rich, historical fiction. I do love historical fictions. The last one that I read that was super, super fantastic was Homeseeking by Carissa Chen, I think. So this is something, and that was more set in China slash Hong Kong. This is set in France at 1688. So it sounds promising. So I can't wait to get to that. Children of Rune, I'm not going to say too much. I actually got Children of Rune, and I also have Children of Memory, which is the complete trilogy for the Children of Time series by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is definitely high on my list. It's actually a battle between this one and Assassin's Apprentice, but I think because I've already started Children of Time, I might as well just, I guess, continue on, right? Because before I get into Assassin's Apprentice. So the next one is this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous book by Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. Elizabeth Lim wrote Six Crimson Cranes, which is kind of like it's like a almost like a fairy tale-ish. Is it Cinderella? I think maybe like a Cinderella kind of. I'm not sure if it's Cinderella. I don't think so. But what I'm trying to say, she writes stories in this very beautiful fairy tale like setting. So this one says a girl who paints the future, a cursed dragon lord, bound by love and deception, they will bring down the gods. I'm like, okay. It also has this gold thing. Again, this was not a special buy. This was from Amazon, and it came with this special gold emblems and stuff on it. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, so I can't wait to get into this. I loved Six Crimson Cranes. I think Elizabeth Lim is a fantastic writer, so I don't see any problems there. Okay, so this one, I don't know if I don't know how you got to my page, but the Broken by Fatima Bala was one of the top books, one of the first, maybe a couple of books that I reviewed on this channel when I first started about 7 months ago. So when I saw that she had another book called Hafsatu Baby, I was like, I most definitely have to get this. So this says Hafsatu Baby is the story of two women, unconnected yet related, birthed in the same society while facing different realities. They struggle to balance ugly truths and well-intentioned sins. When it all comes crashing down, leading to the loss of self and identity crisis, truths they fought so hard to hide become revealed. Can they recognize themselves now that the mask are off? Okay, I just have to say that this is something that's just like, it gives nothing. Like, okay, what does all this mean? Like, what's going, like, who do we need to go fight? So I'm super excited to get into this. If this goes the way that Broken went, this just might be another top 5-star. Just saying it. So let's see. But I'm super hopeful about this one. I'll definitely do a review once I finish it. But obviously, I definitely enjoyed Broken. And so I am super excited. And I hope that this will definitely go the way Broken went. So the next book, which is, well, should not be a surprise, will be Alchemised by Senlin Yu. I had released a video earlier this year about anticipated reads, and this was one of them. I do have to say that this book is something that I am a little hesitant about reading because there are a lot of trigger warnings about the book. It's giving off kind of like it's dark. There's horror in it. There's going to be like a lot of themes that are not things I typically would read, right? But it has its originality from Harry Potter fan fiction, which Senlin Yu had originally written something called Mana Code that was kind of based on Hermione and Draco. So this is kind of like that story, but removing all trace of HP in the book, just because obviously copyright and all that kind of stuff. It's a chunky book, right? Let me again, I have done a video on this, but I'll just read it really quickly. It says, in this riveting dark fantasy debut, a woman with missing memories fights to survive a war-torn world of necromancy and alchemy, and the man tasked with unearthing the deepest secrets of her past. So pretty much it's like this lady Helena is going to be paired with a problematic person, and they're going to, like, it's like jailer and captive and captor, or jailer and prisoner, that kind of thing. And he's trying to break her mind. So, and then probably she falls in love with, I'm just like guessing what's gonna happen. Like she probably falls in love with him. It's like Stockholm syndrome, and he hurts her. I'm scared. And a lot of people have been raving because this came out maybe last week. So a lot of people have been like, oh my God, this is so good. This is so good. So I feel like it's actually beyond a book that's just being hyped, and maybe something that's actually going to be really good, because even the original book, which is Mana Code, I never read it, was really good. A lot of people had great things to say about it. It's a chunky book. So yeah, I pray for me, because I don't do books that are too graphic or have this too many themes that are triggering. I don't have any things that could be triggered, but I just don't invite what I don't need in my life. I'm here for a good time. I just want to read books that take me out of my everyday life that are, I mean, obviously the books are not fun and sunny, but that doesn't mean I should read gloomy and sad books. So that's just my own philosophy. I'm not saying anyone who reads it is, doing anything wrong. But yeah, so if I do get to Alchemize, I will update you guys and let you know. Hopefully, it's as good as people are saying. So, the next one is very, very different, very interesting. So, if you know me and you know me well, I love anything from Dragonsteel. I'm from Brandon Sanderson. So, um, Dragonsteel recently launched their Cosmere RPG, and I'm not a board game person. I'm actually not a gamer-ish. I don't play video games. I don't play board. I can just basically play like the basics of it. So an RPG is definitely way above my pay grade. I don't have time to learn about anything. I can't do it. So during that Kickstarter campaign, Dragonsteel actually had the option for you to buy a guidebook, which, well, this is not yet. I don't think this is like a part of like a reward thing that they gave. But you can see this is like a campaign setting. So if you do have the tabletop RPG, this is what you will use to set your campaign. Think along the lines of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And to simplify it further, what they play in Stranger Things, the kids, Mike and Will, this is basically it, but Stormlight archive form. So this is one of the gifts that they gave, and you can see how gorgeous this is. Helps you, I guess, picture the different tribes and cultures in the world. I always knew that the Iriali people were blonde, but I didn't know about a lot of the other people. So this was a really good visual to have. This is actually what I bought, which is this hardcover picture book called the Stormlight World Guide. And I'm going to try and see if I can open this. Hold on. It's actually heavy. But it is, you can see it. Oh, wow. I opened it to the same page as the other one, which is Nations and Cultures. That's so not planned. So, but you can see the picture book looks gorgeous. They're showing you like the different kinds of people in the world. Where is it? Yeah, see, this is let me see, who's this? Oh, this is Azish. Azish. These are the people from Azish. It has a lot of things on here. There's fawn and fauna. This is a rock board. No, this one right here. And then you can see like the creatures. You can see what is this? I need to look at it. Yeah, these are just I don't know, animals that are native to Roshar. So they talk about the great shells, they talk about spren. So he has the different types of spren mentioned, emotion spren. Um you also have this is Rock cooking his stew for Bridge 4. And then you see Such Biden is kind of described here. And these are like the Night Radiance kind of they have it. So it says Navani's bracer contains multiple fibrils in one intricate device. So this is a fibril that Navani uses. Yeah, you can see this is Kaladin, I think. Yeah, looks like Kaladin to me. So yeah, we already got through. Oh, look, these are the houses. So you have the deep blue for Colin. You have Ruther. I mean, all of these, we don't even have them anymore. Yeah, so it's just like it just gives you like a very condensed version of the world of Roshar and Surge Binding and Knight's Radiant. Um, I will say something that if you have never read Stormlight Archive, this is probably not something that you want to buy first because there are some spoilers in the book up until Wind and Truth. So I would not necessarily recommend this to a beginner level person that's just trying to get into the Cosmere. This is for the RPG game. And I guess fans that love to or wanted to get like a picture book. I wanted to get a picture book. I thought it was fantastic. As you can see, there are details here about how to play the games. You see the different characters and like their tiers, their physical, their health, and points and stuff like that that you can assign to them. I'm not familiar. I don't play games. I don't really play games, so I don't really care about that. What I do care about is this, the first portions of it where it has all of this other stuff that is in picture form. We actually even have a section on the I forgot. A section on the well, these are like the unmade people. And then you have a section on what's the radiance. Yeah, you have a section on the radiance and yeah, oh there we go. So we have a section on the vessels, the radiance, the shards. We have a section on Royce, what he would look like or what he looks like based on their interpretation. And the heralds. That's what I was trying to remember. We have and this is not stuff that I guess fans don't know because on the back of the books he put these pictures at the back of the Stormlight archive book. So yeah, this is Jezrien right here. You can see this is Shalash. Yeah, this is Shalash right here. This is Chanarach. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, these are great heralds that we kind of already were exposed to. So this is by far one of the best things I bought this year. And this Kickstarter was since I think last year, so it wasn't something I bought this year. It just so happened to come at this particular time. So I'm definitely excited to get into it. This is also good as a refresher for me. So let's say I want to get ready for book 6. I probably don't even need to read the whole thing. I can just pick this up and just kind of refresh myself on the culture because I already know how or what happens in Wind and Truth, and I definitely will remember, I think. So this I think is one I'm super excited about more than all the other books. Okay, so 2 other books that I really quickly want to mention will be Cursed Daughter by Oyinkan Braithwaite. Oyinkan Braithwaite wrote My Sister, the Serial Killer. I think everyone has read or heard about that book. So this is I think this is going to be her second book. I'm not sure. But this one seems almost like it's going to be as interesting as My Sister, the Serial Killer. So I'm super excited. I have this on pre-order. I think it comes out November 4th of 2025. So that's one book that I'm expecting. And then the last one will be The Strength of the Few. The Strength of the Few? I think that's what it is. The Strength of the Few by James Islington, which is who's the author of The Will of the Many. So this is also another anticipated read for me. I had a whole video on this book. So this one comes out 11/11/2025. So it's almost here. So that's one of my, those will be the last, well, that particular one will be the last book for the year. I am not buying any books again. If you catch me outside in a bookshop, point at me. Fight me. I like tackle me down and fight me. But honestly, I don't think I will have to buy any other books because I do have a lot here. I don't even think I'm going to be able to read all of these books by the end of the year. But yeah, so let me know if you've read any of the books I've talked about, or what are some books that you have recently gotten and have you read them? Did you like them? Or what are some books that you're anticipating that are going to be books that you want to read? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye.